Hello, welcome to the Brother Henry and You show. My name is Shawana Lilly, and I am Henry's co-host for the week. And this is part 2 on my series on codependency. Part 1 I filmed last week, and we talked about what is it. We talked about the signs and symptoms. We talked about the causes of it. This week we're going to talk about the effects of codependency on various relationships, specifically intimate relationships. Excuse me, I got these braces. And I have my friend, my co-host, Mr. Commit to Life himself, Joseph Shaw Beaver. All right? And he's going to share his 2 cents as well. All right?
What's up, good people? What's up, good people?
Hey.
I see you.
Hey. All right, so Joe, we're going to talk about the effects of codependency. Remember, I'm going to remind them what codependency is, and I will go back to the definition, y'all. Remember, it's an excessive, emotional or psychological reliance on a partner, typically one who requires support on account of an illness or addiction. All right, so we're going to now talk about the effects of it. All right, what happens when you are a codependent person? How does that affect you or your relationships? And we're again specifically talking about or focusing on intimate relationships. All right.
Okay.
For number one thing that happens, you're unable to find satisfaction, outside of a specific person. Like unless you feel that person is happy with you and happy with what you're doing, unless you feel like you're satisfying that one person, it's going to affect you. All right. And that person neglects you, that person rejects you, that person has something, to say about it. It's going to hurt you because you're putting so much emphasis on them. You're only worried about how they feel, their approval of you. You're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of abandonment. You're afraid of not meeting, their expectations. And it's unfortunate. All right. And I'm going to let Joe take it with the next one.
The next one, recognize unhealthy behaviors, but stand in spite of.
Yeah.
The situation is bad for you, but you're settling below your standards.
Absolutely.
And that's definitely start with that one.
I think most people could relate to that. We've been in situations
Absolutely.
where we're like, man, this is some pure BS, but I'm gonna stay here because I love him.
Right, I'm gonna try to make it work.
Yeah.
I see the potential.
They talk about falling in love with potential instead of
reality. Yeah,
you gotta watch that.
Right,
You gotta watch
see the potential, and their potential. Even though you see their potential, they don't see their potential.
Right, and you're codependent on them, and you're pushing them for something that they don't even want themselves, possibly.
Yep. Which
will lead to problems. Been there, done that before.
Absolutely.
All right.
Wrote the book about it.
Here it goes. All right, part 3. Or number 3, not part 3, number 3. Cost you your mental, emotional, and physical health. We know at the end of the day, and why is that happening? Why is it costing you your physical, mental, emotional health? You're stressed. You're stressing over somebody else. You're stressing ultimately over the approval of somebody else. You're not stressing about yourself. It's all about that other person. It's an addiction. It's like a drug. When you can't get that drug, what's happening? Your body's just all out of whack. Your body's dependent on it. Codependency, dependent. All right. When I don't have that thing to give me the what is it, like, to fix that edge, take the edge off, or to give that high, high, then I'm all out of whack. Emotionally, physically, mentally, you're all out of whack. If you've dealt with people that have dealt with addictions, which I have personally, very, very closely, you will see how addictions genuinely affect them in a
junkie is.
Yes, in a very negative way, and it's unfortunate because a lot of times you cannot do nothing for them until they see it for themselves. And a lot of codependent people don't see it. They don't see that. They don't see their codependency. They think they're being a superhero. They think they're saving the world, but the whole time they're losing themselves.
And actually, being a superhero is an addiction. You're addicted to saving somebody.
Yes.
You're addicted to, helping somebody and just trying to change them.
Right.
Because you're just addicted to saving people. Well, you can't save yourself.
that superhero complex.
Yeah.
You know,
You
they
have to save yourself.
actually, and this is kind of off the subject, but you know, that's what we do around here. You know, even being, you know, a first year teacher, that was something that they warned us about, because a lot of times you'll come in the classroom thinking that you can save everybody.
Right.
Rude awakening.
Yep.
Newsflash.
Yep.
Honey, the struggle got real quick. All right, real quick, because you're dealing with a lot of personalities that, and some people don't want to be saved. They're not looking for a savior.
Don't save her.
She don't want to be saved.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
Okay, all right. We're silly. We're like that, okay? All right, let's lead on to some more stuff.
So we also, I mean, along with addiction, you got mental disorders. You know, that come in different forms: stress, depression, suicidal, anything, you know, anything to take you off your game.
Anxiety.
Oh yes.
Oh, that's really bad.
Anxiety,
because it's just that I can't get my
number
fix.
one. Yeah.
Number
yeah.
one, I can see that anxiety.
Right,
You know, just stress.
And you don't have any control. You know, and that makes you more anxious.
Right. All right. It can lead, of course, as Joe stated, high amounts of stress. You know, that anxiety leads to that stress because you don't have that control, that lack of power.
Right.
They have that control over you for the most part, that other person. Your anxiety is high. You're always stressed out. You know, you're always stressed out because you're always looking for that fix, which is approval. All right. Low self-esteem, because if you can't meet the expectations, if you don't feel like you're getting their approval, then you're not loving yourself. You're not feeling good about yourself. And 9 times out of 10, you're already not feeling good about yourself. You're already going in this relationship because you're already going in codependent.
Right.
You already have a low self-esteem. You're already looking for approval. You're already looking for these things, and it's like a catch-22. You know.
Yeah, it is.
Unfortunately,
it really is.
And mess around with the wrong person, you know, you get with those narcissistic behaviors. They feed off of stuff like this, codependent partners. You can be jammed up real bad. It's physically, emotionally, mentally. Trust me, I know. All right. Neglected needs. You're neglecting your needs because you're so focused on the other person's needs, so you're not worried about your needs. And it might get so bad to the point where you just start forgetting about everybody's needs.
Right. You might forget about your kids, your family.
Exactly. Your outside family, your kids get neglected. You know, the kids start to feel in some kind of way because you're not there. And guess what? That's probably breeding more codependent people.
Right.
All right. And possibly stressing your career as well.
Yep. Can't move up the ladder.
Can't move up the ladder.
If you're not taking care of your mind, your mental, your physical.
Right, having to take off time from work, not being able to show up for work, not giving you your all at work, you know, things like that. And you know what? I'm not going to mention it in here, even though I said I was going to do it up here. Excuse me, not in here, but up here. But my friend Eric Reeder, Eric Reeder, if you happen to watch this,
shouts out to Eric.
Shouts, my homie. That's my homie right there. He had made a comment to me in my inbox. You know, he hit me in the DM. You know,
goes down in the DM.
He all good. It's all good. We're playing. All right, we're playing. Hey, y'all, we're playing. Yeah, not that type of DM like that. All right, he ain't trying to holler. Look, has a beautiful wife posing in front of a Cadillac. The one that Escalade on thing.
Count that man pockets.
He took a picture. They posted it on Facebook. They put it on Facebook.
Put his business on Facebook.
His wife was in front of the escalator picture. It was fly. She was fly, man. Come on, get out of here. Get out of here with that stuff. All right, back on topic. All right, going back to Eric Reeder. He had talked about codependent leaders. And he has spit some jewels to me. Look, Eric Reeder, I'm calling you out. Let's do a show together, my homie. Let's talk about that. Because right now we're focusing a little bit more on intimate relationships, but I think the people need to hear that. All right?
So you're talking about like codependency at work?
Yeah, codependency at work. Codependent.
Oh, that's a big one.
Leaders breeding codependent workers.
Yeah.
Codependent leaders that breed codependent workers.
Oh,
but we're going to stay on, like I said, on topic with intimate relationships.
I want to come on that show myself.
Yeah, Eric Reeder, we're calling you out. All right, let's go and get back on focus. Now, with that being said, that's pretty much what we have right now for as far as the effects of the codependency on intimate relationships. Now, what we're going to do at this point, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Joe a question, some questions, we're going to get real. We're going to kind of dig into our own. Take it now. Sip slow now. Sip slow now, sir. Like, watch, get that throat.
All right.
Wet that throat. It's going to get real. All right? Because it's nothing like hearing people talk, but it's nothing like hearing them talk from a realistic perspective. Like they're speaking their truth. All right? And I bet we all can say that we have been in codependent relationships, or at least a codependent person at one time, or even possibly now. Oops. Okay? So my first question for you, Joe.
All right.
All right? And you can send the same questions to me after
Will
you
do.
answer.
Yep.
All right? Have you ever been in a codependent relationship or a codependent person?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes and yes.
All right. Can
And
you?
they probably one and the same.
Right.
So I was in a codependent relationship, and I think I'm probably more codependent
Yeah.
than she was. And that
Surprisingly.
yeah.
That's surprising. That's
Right.
real surprising.
I was probably more codependent.
Mm.
And it was to the point where I just allowed myself to just lose myself.
Yeah.
And being codependent on her, and I don't know, because I saw the potential, so I'm trying to save her.
She don't want to be saved.
Right.
He try to tell you now. You're not listening. They're not listening.
I'm trying to
They're
save
not listening
her.
to the song.
In the process of saving her, I'm losing myself.
Captain Saver.
I'm losing myself,
Right.
and just totally lost myself. And then when I finally realized that I lost myself, I was gone. I was on the other side of the world.
Oh wow.
Other side of the world. So it took a lot of prayer and faith and
absolutely
healing to get back to, a place where I can feel like I'm independent, not have to depend on not using someone as a crutch.
Right, that addiction. You had an addiction to helping her, that superhero complex, trying to save her. She didn't want to be saved, and just neglecting yourself, your own needs.
Right.
And like you said, losing yourself.
Yeah, I put myself on an island. I was, away from my family and friends, mentally, emotionally. So it was like, I'm in this dark place. Like, where do I go from here? Nobody's around.
Right.
And that's why I had to build myself back up.
Right.
And learn how to be
and speaking on that, a lot of time your family and friends can see it, but you don't see it because you're just in the state of mind as where this is what I'm doing, this is who I'm with. I'm fixing, I'm nurturing, I'm fixing. And they need me. They need me. No, okay. No, they don't.
What about you?
Have I ever been in a codependent relationship? Correct. Absolutely. Have I been codependent? Abso-freaking-lutely.
Oh, snap.
I can go as far as saying I grew up probably in a codependent household. You know, they said a lot of times it starts in the childhood.
Yeah.
And yes, I grew up in an environment. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have both my parents. Let me go ahead and say that. I'm blessed to be here where I am today. But that environment that I grew up in, especially when I became a teenager, specifically middle school to high school, late teens or whatnot, it's when stuff got real. And because of the neglect and because of but this is me. I'm your child. This is me. And I started to, try to seek love from other people and do other things to get that love and that affection and to feel approved of, to feel worthy, that stemmed from growing up. And yes, ultimately, unfortunately, it led to relationships, and just like you, I lost myself. I depleted myself. I was so focused, and I don't even think one in particular, I don't think they were looking to be saved. They were okay. Another relationship in particular, for sure, I was like trying to save somebody, and the whole time I'm trying to save them, working off of that potential, I lost myself. And like you stated as well, it took me some hard work. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I talk about my son Levi a lot, but that little boy right there, he's the one that really the king. He's the one that pulled me out of that. He's the one that showed me what unconditional love was. He's the one that showed me what love is. He also showed me my worth. This is not the way life is designed to be. Codependent, upset, crying because you seeking approval out of people instead of just loving on yourself and loving the folks that love you. So at the end of the day, I have been there, and like it took some work to get out of there as well. It was not easy. It took about a good 2 years, I'll say.
2
solid.
years.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 2 years that it took for me to
How
get
long
out
you
there.
Well, never mind.
all in my business.
Yeah, man.
That's off
camera.
All right, next question. All right, what negative effects did it have on you? We kind of talked about that.
Yeah, I mean, stuff we talked about. I was stressed out.
Yeah, definitely.
And the funny thing was, I was stressed, so I let it take a toll on my body. So people that didn't know what I was going through thought I lost a lot of weight from working out, because I always like to stay active. I was like, oh, I don't know what you're doing, but you lost a lot of weight. You look really good. And I was stressed. Like,
he is a
crackhead
physical trainer, you know what I'm saying?
At that time, I was like, I had lost about 30 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
And it was bad.
Your head was probably real big, too.
Yeah. I was leaning over somewhere.
Hold on. You make the camera shake. Hey, y'all still there? We good. Everything's good.
So it just took a toll on me.
Right.
And physically, mentally, emotionally, even with my career at the time, I was at a place where, you know, I was moving up the ladder, and I just kind of got stagnant.
Yeah.
You know? I wasn't performing at my best.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it really took a toll on me. And had to work my way out of it.
Absolutely. That rabbit hole, that black hole. You know, I can relate. I had to work my way out of it too. It affected me in my career. Calling in a lot.
Right.
You know, getting on medication.
Right.
At times being suicidal.
Yeah.
You know, even getting that low.
Right.
You know, because I couldn't I would seek the approval of somebody else so much that I was willing to take my own life, which was just absolutely
glad you did.
Ridiculous. I'm glad I didn't either. Praise God I didn't.
Saving her. Jesus.
We're serious though, y'all. We ain't trying to play with the Lord.
Not at all.
For my spiritual, my religious folks, we ain't playing with the Lord. However, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I got out of that place, that suicidal spot. That was probably my lowest low, being suicidal, not loving myself enough to know that my children needed me. You know what I'm saying? Because it got real. But as you stated, I had to dig myself out of that. I had to come out of that. But once I did, now that I see the light, I guarantee you not no other person will take me there again.
Ever.
You better not try it.
Ever.
Get yourself hot.
It's that color purple curse.
Okay. All right. Last question. How did you bounce back? I know we talked about bouncing back, but we didn't talk really about how we did it. How did we actually bounce back? For those folks that's out there that might be struggling with codependency, what's some things that you can say that might help them to bounce back out of that? Some things you did.
I mean, you know, something so simple that was so hard to do. Ask for help. You know, ask for help.
That's my boy.
Ask for help.
Yes.
You know, whether it be a professional,
So
you get
simple.
a life coach, a therapist, or, you know, get your church or whatever, you know, you got, somebody can help you. There's somebody that can help you.
Be careful with the church though, because sometimes them folks in there, the religious.
Yeah, I mean, it's all your.
Let me stop. We ain't gonna start that.
Just ask for help.
Yeah,
you know, somebody can help you.
absolutely.
Somebody can help you, and that was step one for me, just asking for help. And then once I got help here, got help there, and
even
everything,
recognizing you need help.
Yep.
I think that was the main thing.
Yeah, recognize you need help,
and then asking for help. That's just awesome. Yeah.
What about you?
I can definitely say asking for help. You know, my mother, my rock, she was
Shouts out to Betty
Jean Lily,
spade player, all time,
hands down. Hey, Pastor Lynn Bennett Jr. I don't know. We out here for you, sir. We waiting on you, sir. Tabitha Reese, Thomas Reese. We looking for you.
Outs.
No, I ain't giving no shout outs. I'm going for their heads or their hands.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Cal Butler, if you happen to watch this, I'm looking for you too, sir. All right, that since you brought up spades, but that's besides the point.
Oh, you talking about spades?
Yeah, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Okay.
We're talking about codependency on relationships and these questions.
Yeah.
But no, how did I bounce back? Like you said, asking for help. And I went within.
Right.
I genuinely went within. I let spirit guide me. I watched videos about narcissism. I watched videos on codependency. I saw the ugliness that I didn't like to see, or that shadow self. All right, that shadow self in me. And because I wasn't. Now I'm thankful for my shadow self because it's got me where I am today.
Right.
But without seeing that ugliness, those sides, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So because I was able to go within and lots of sweat, lots of tears, sleepless nights, lost a lot of sleep over it. And again, my son Levi, I had something else to focus on. You know, and surprisingly, when I took my focus off the person that was taking advantage of my codependency versus the one that loved me unconditionally, that loved me for who I was, that appreciated me. You know, it changed. It shows you it gives you a whole different meaning, a whole different value to being in a relationship, having a relationship, a healthy relationship with individuals or whatnot. Okay. So Levi really helped to bring me out of some stuff. A whole lot. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sitting here burping. Y'all, this is a real
too.
Lies. The lies he tells.
I wasn't even gonna wait. I was gonna wait till the camera ended, but Lord knows now that you got it out there.
Corny. He corny, y'all.
Halitosis.
Y'all better not laugh.
Halitosis.
But anyways, this is the end of our show. It's 20 minutes in. I thank you guys for coming in and watching the show. Again, this is the Brother Henry and You show.
Henry and You.
Thank you. Thank you, Henry, for allowing us to come in. Thank you, Henry, for trusting me to bring my friend Joe in as well.
You, Henry.
He appreciates you. Yes, he does. All right. We appreciate you. Much love. All right. And part 3 will come up. Joe's going to be with me with part 3. And part 3 is going to be focused on, what is it? Codependency versus interdependency.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ready. All right. Again, thank you. You guys be blessed. Have an awesome night. Much love and respect.
Peace out.
Peace. Hit it, Joe. Hit it.